Alright, welcome back to Menu Heroes Digest. I'm your host, Steven, and this is...
Brains.
I see you saw the new episode.
I have, Steven. I have.
Oh my god, it was so good. They just keep getting darker and darker.
It does. I will say personally, I did like episodes 3 and 4 better than this one, though. It's still good. Episode 5 is still really good, but I feel like some of the humor in this one was a little much. I feel like the humor in episodes in before I thought were better handled. You know what I'm saying, Steven?
Better balanced.
Yeah. And you know me, I'm not the kind of person that complains about MCU humor. I like the humor within the MCU. And sometimes when people say, like, it's too jokey, it's too comical, I usually ignore that comment, but this one I did felt like had a little one too many jokes.
And for those of you who haven't picked up on it yet, we're talking about What If. We're both, big Marvel fans. It's a good show. Go check it out if you can.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. The thing is, I keep thinking about like the Telltale games they used to do, like Telltale's The Walking Dead, Telltale's Fables games, and Telltale's the Batman stuff, where they're like choose your own adventure stuff. Like, it would have been a cool idea if they'd done that for Marvel. And they kind of did that for Guardians, but I never played that, and nobody really talks about that one. And I'm thinking like a Marvel What If game that was in the vein of Telltale, multiple choose your own adventure things, I think would have been fantastic.
Well, I mean, it's never too late. I mean, it might be too late for the game company, but someone else could step in.
Just, if you hopefully they can learn from Telltale and not do the diamond formula, which even the developers within Telltale knew was a recurring problem of just, you give in a lot of choices at the very beginning of the game, and then they just dwindle the choices down less and less, and it's like, there's only like 2 or 3 major endings that happens, even though they give you a lot of choices at the beginning and in the middle part. It's going to probably take a lot of work to get multiple endings, but I'm willing to wait for it. Because I think the idea of making multiple choices and your choices changing the story, I think is a great idea.
Yeah.
It's just like we don't need to make a choice and then the next episode it completely makes the choice invalid.
Yeah.
Like it ends up doesn't even mattering throughout the rest of the story, and that would always get on my nerves.
All right, with that little preamble, I say let's go ahead and get started.
Right to you then.
So we're gonna start off lighthearted with the Xbox controller. Now, for those of you who didn't see it, the Xbox controller buttons are different sizes. And I'm not talking about like the D-pad versus the A button. I mean like the A, B, X, Y buttons are different sizes and different tilts. Did you see this picture, Jordan?
See, here's the thing. It's like, they mentioned that. I'm seeing the picture right on my screen. And it's funny because the article mentions that the B button is bigger than the other buttons. But when you look at this picture, it looks like it's smaller.
I don't see it, but I also miss things, so... Plus, people's eyes work different. But they've been measured, and like we don't have the exact measurements, but the B button is longer, and the reason for that is because the printed circuit boards they have inside the controller, there's 2 of them that are placed on top of each other. And the context for the B button is under the other buttons, so it's lower, so it has to be taller to reach down. Are you still there? Uh-oh, did we lose him? Jordan. We'll be right back after this brief break.
Yes.
Sorry,
Hi.
it disconnected.
So you didn't hear my Shrek reference?
I did not. Also, you're gonna have to adjust a little bit so that you're clear.
I mean, my mouth is right at the microphone.
There we go.
I don't know how else I can...
I can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, my mouth is right at the microphone.
Yeah,
Is this how we're going to do it all night?
No, you don't have to be right up close. I guess because there's like storms going on, the internet around here is a little wonky. You said you made a Shrek reference?
Yes, so you were mentioning that the buttons had to be like where everything's positioned, the B button has to be longer because it's like on a layer lower than the other ones. So I said, well, this must obviously mean that the Xbox controller has layers. So onions have layers, ogres have layers, and Xbox controllers have layers.
Yeah, I'm sorry we missed that the first time.
And I would have gone to laugh too if it wasn't for that meddling storm.
But yeah, any thoughts on these buttons?
Well, right now, okay, I'm looking at the other picture, that's shown on like the Reddit forum. I don't know, like looking at the buttons like outside of the controller, like for some reason they remind me of like, like sometimes when there's like freshly made candy at fairs and carnivals and everything, you know that?
Yeah.
It just reminds me of that. Just some reason somebody made like weird like AXYB candy that's, you can put in your mouth and the letters melt. That's what my first thought process was. I don't know. I must be really hungry right now.
The forbidden candies.
I mean, hey, kids are put... Oh, I shouldn't make that reference. I should not make that joke right now, so...
They kind of remind me of the pieces from Trouble. From Trouble.
Yeah, now I'm thinking about it, yeah, it's very much like, is Trouble the one where the very center of the board game is like this weird little crystal thing, and like you try to see the letters of what you're trying to say, but then like if you look at a certain angle, the letters are a little off or like smudged a little?
No,
is that Trouble or is that some other?
I think that's a different one. Trouble's the one where there's a dice popper in the middle of the board.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that now.
All right. So, let's move on to talking about one of my favorite game series, Mega Man.
Super fighting robot. Mega Man.
So, have you ever seen the cover for Mega Man?
Oh boy, have I. And it is the stuff of nightmare, Steven.
Yes. So, here for the viewers, here is what the American box art looks like. And it looks pretty terrible.
Oh, God. Man, that is... Who? Okay. Oh, I'm gonna save my comments for the very end of this or after your thoughts, but this look, I take art classes. I have took an art classes since I was in like elementary school. I know a thing or two about human anatomy, proportions, and lighting and shading, and it's like this thing fails on all of those points. America, have we been failing this hard since the 80s? Really?
It's so bad that that a former Capcom designer who worked on the game recently mentioned that he wished it had been killed before it entered production. He doesn't understand how this could have happened.
Same. He is speaking my language, whoever this is.
And
and we have the name.
We do have a name, but I'm gonna butcher it. It's Yoshiki Akamoto. Okay, I guess I didn't quite butcher it as I thought I would.
That's close to it. It's the best that two white guys can do. So, yeah.
Two white dudes. For comparison,
the whitest kids we know.
Oh my god, no. I know. Anyway, here's a picture of the Japanese box art for comparison. Have you seen it, Jordan? I can send it to you if you haven't.
Please send it to me. I want to see anything better than this. Right. Anything.
So this is what the Japanese box art looks like. It actually
looks like the game.
Exactly. And
it has
and we've got the PAL version as well, which, while it's not as representative as the game as the Japanese one, it's still way better than the American one.
You get an idea of what this is. You get an idea of what these characters look like. They are much closer to what the game looks like than like this old man in a blue and yellow jumpsuit with a head twice his body and just a gun. He just has a gun, Steven.
I know.
Doesn't look like a cannon. Doesn't look like some weird laser gun thing that you might have interpret that if you were playing Mega Man and just imagining stuff. It just looks like a handgun that you have in regular today. And this background right here, this like these floating like yellow hats and these like MC Escher buildings that just circle around each other. Like what is this? Like, yeah, it's like, and again, you're probably gonna bring up the article and how it was it was Capcom USA. It was the marketing team for North America's like marketing team for Capcom, that they said this would be more appealing and popular for Western audiences. And I'm here to say BS.
Yes.
This completely turns me away from anything this is trying to sell me.
Oh yes, old men with guns was definitely appealing to children.
Look, even the biggest of boomers would say, "What is this? I don't want my kids near this gay crap. Yeah, no, sorry."
Oh my god, nice catch.
I don't know what accent I was going for there. It was Texan, Cajun, all the accents.
Texas. Oh. Okay, well,
we will get to that later.
Since you said Texas, I'm gonna move it up the list, and we'll just go ahead and jump there. All right.
Okay, you
want to take it away?
You asked for it. Yes. Well, folks, if you came to this show to get away from politics and to get away from all the subjects that make you a little uncomfortable, yeah, that laughter says it all. There is no escape. This is our reality, and we are trapped here forever. So. Of course, other news outlets have gone into much more detail about the Texas anti-abortion law that came in. Not only is they made it illegal for women to get an abortion 6 weeks after pregnancy, they've now added pretty much anybody can be like a bounty hunter and if they hear any whispers of someone getting an abortion, they can rat them out to the authorities, and they can come and arrest them and get like a $10,000 bounty. Which I don't know how that works, because like surely after announcing this, as soon as Texas brought their official website to report people who've had abortions, like the entire internet spammed it for for trolling and spamming, because of course they would, and serves them right, the whole idea is totally insane. But unfortunately, there's one guy. Well, actually, there's more than one guy, but there's certainly a guy who is in a position of power that is like the CEO of a big gaming company that doesn't think this is all crazy. You've got John Gibson, the former CEO of Tripwire, who has developed games such as Maneater and Killing Floor. He has made comments saying that he's proud of the U.S. Supreme Court not doing anything about Texas law banning abortions. That he's an entertainer, and he doesn't try to get political very often, but yet he has seen that there's too many people on the opposite side of him, and that he should be a pro-life game developer and speak his mind. Well, the rest of Tripwire really wish he didn't say anything, because they basically had him step down from CEO shortly after he wrote his comments on Twitter. I said the statement from firstly it was like Shipwright Studios, who is like they're like Tripwire's like major partners. They help made each other's games and everything. They made a statement saying, "We cannot, in good conscience, continue to work with Tripwire under the current leadership structure. We will begin the cancellation of our existing contracts effective immediately." And so, with losing such a major partner for the company, Tripwire immediately had Gibson step down and issued a statement with like the usual statement saying like the views of our former CEO do not reflect the views of Tripwire and everything. We are a inclusive environment. We try and take swift actions and foster a more positive environment for our employees and our customers and all that. Basically, and I say, I feel like this one comment. I'm not going to look at the whole comment section because I'm sure it's going to be a dumpster fire. But one person at the top of the comments, a user UCM Cody, kind of summed up my thoughts on this, saying, "Good, he has a right to his opinions to not be jailed for it, but also he's also has the right to face the social, economic, and unemployment consequences of those beliefs." Because again, he is in he's a big CEO, or he's a CEO for a big company. He's going to share his beliefs, but again, freedom of speech does not mean freedom to say whatever you want and without getting any of the slings and arrows thrown in your way, and that's what happened. Anyway, you want to bring your thoughts on that, Stephen?
Yeah. So, piggybacking on that comment. UCM Coyote brings up a great point that when you are, in a highly visible role, your personal thoughts and opinions need to be scrutinized before shared, as you have far more visibility than a regular citizen. It's always been like this. It's been like this before the internet was even a thing. And it will always be like this. And I want to go in a little bit on abortion and where I stand. One, being pro-choice is not being anti-life. Okay? There's a couple reasons. It's not my body, so it's not my choice. Now, there's a little gray area there when it comes to couples, because I personally feel like both should be included in the conversation, but it is ultimately, the carrier's decision. And if that means that people break up, so be it. Two, I am against creating laws solely because your religion says so. religion
Yes.
religion can act as a guiding point, but it shouldn't be what you base the law on completely. Because not only does it violate, the religious freedoms of people who don't follow the same religion, like
Hmm.
Islam. I've read
Yeah.
somewhere that they have like 120 days to where it's okay to have an abortion before it starts to go against their religion. I don't claim to be an expert though, so don't sue me or get mad at me.
Well,
Correct me if I'm wrong though. I can always learn.
we both can. We both can learn more.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if I may say, if I may have my closing arguments, because I know I was just covering all of that. I will confess that that there was a time where I was that I was somebody who leaned more on the right, not completely on the right, but there was a time when I was younger that I did at least was pretty anti-abortion, or not the whole idea of it, was wrong. But as I learned and grew and saw more through other people's point of views, that I understood, like, oh, the idea of terminating a life may seem wrong, but it's like, again, it's like when it comes to stuff like like things growing inside a person's body, like it takes a long time for that to actually grow and live and everything, and even then it should be up to the person giving that thing life to have a final say on that. And we shouldn't I've again, as I've grown and learned, it's like, yeah, women are going to be the one, like cis, like people with vaginas are going to be that are capable of giving birth. They're going to be the ones who are going to make the decisions of whether they want to have a child or not. And it really shouldn't be my say. It shouldn't really be anyone outside of them to have that say. As how I feel, is how I currently feel right now. And plus, like, our system of government was meant to be a separation between church and state. That was something that the founding fathers put into from the very beginning, because, and this is something that I'm sure some viewers are not going to like me saying, but some of our founding fathers were actually pretty anti-religion. About the whole concept of religion poisoned people's minds and drove them to be irrational, people. But again, it's, and I'm certainly not as negative about religion as they are, but it's like some people want to twist and want to make the founding fathers somehow like Christian figures, and how they are like, they were like angels sent down from heaven to help birth a new nation and everything, and the laws, because it's like that is not them at all. In fact, they would tell you that whole idea is stupid right into your face. And whether or not they'd be okay with abortion or not, they'd say no religion should be, our country and our constitution should not be run like any religion, or certainly no religion should have a say over what the rest of our nation should go over. And that's just facts. That's just who these people were.
Yeah. We shouldn't be a theocracy.
Yes.
And I wanted to add something else real quick. Sorry to cut you off.
Okay. Okay.
A majority of the people who are having abortions aren't just doing it because they're like, oh, I'm bored, I think I'm going to get an abortion. A lot of them are doing it for medical reasons, for economic reasons. Some of them do it for social reasons. But most people who get an abortion aren't doing it because they really wanted to.
It's just the fact that, like, whenever some of these people whenever they try and make these anti-abortion laws, they make it to where, no, even if you were raped, even if you were sexually violated and you were forced upon, you can't terminate that. They make that very clear. That's not possible. Even though that person never asked to be pregnant, never wanted this child, you're still going to force them to have a child. And these same people, they don't offer help for the children at all. Some of these, not every pro-life person, but most of the very vocal pro-life people don't really care about the baby once it's out of the womb. Once that baby is actually born and alive, they don't offer them any, like, financial help. They don't, like, put any any real programs to help that child grow and move on, especially if that child was born from sexual sexual violation. Like, just the whole, like, they offer that child nothing. That's they probably leave that to the mother to do that, to the birther to do that, even though that person is probably still going through the trauma of being forced, not only just being
forced to give birth.
Yes, exactly, and it's disgusting that they won't even have any sympathy for that person who went through that trauma. It's like, nah, it's your problem now.
All right.
We're not, no harm, no support. I know this is getting really dark and really serious, but I just want to make sure you're very clear that, like, the fact that they won't show any sympathy or help for someone like that just shows you what kind of people that they are.
They're not pro-life; they're pro-forced birth. And with that, we'll move on to our China article.
Just keeping up with the controversy, just keeping up with that. We're bound to get some hate comments at this point.
All right. So, do you want to take the lead on this one again? Because it was your article.
I know, but man, I'm getting really thirsty, Stephen.
All right. So I'll
start.
Like,
get a little sip.
All right. So the Chinese government recently made new regulations concerning minors when it came to online gaming. Starting September 1st, young players are limited to 1 hour of online gaming between Friday to Sunday, and that includes holidays, which means, like, through the 3-day period, they get 1 hour. So the way people are getting around this is by renting accounts. It's kind of crazy, but it is a thing. So the picture we have on the screen is of, like, the most popular online battle game in China, Honor of Kings. And so, in order for Tencent, the publisher, to follow the regulations, they created a real name registration system. And so, like I said, to get around these, people started renting accounts.
Yeah. I said, so I'm looking more at the article again. It said, like, Tencent is trying to comply with the new rules. Comply with the new rules isn't technically difficult because it's just a matter of writing new codes, as said by the software developer kits, or sold by the oh crap, I just lost the name. But anyway, it's like the whole. I know it sounds weird and strange to force kids to only play 1 hour of a game. For the span of 3 days, and it's like there's a part of me that kind of understands what the Chinese government is trying to do, trying to make kids not hooked onto video games. But still, it's like the level that they're going for this, I think, is insane in terms of not even like on weekend, not even on the weekends or on holidays, to like let the kids enjoy the game for at least 3 or 4 hours. It's just like, oh, like, man, granted we're gamers here, so just only getting an hour of a game is crazy to me.
Okay, well, this might be crazy to you then. The until 2014, and this was from 2000 to 2014-15. Video games were banned in China.
I mean, it's a little definitely very excessive, but also not as shocking because China is
China.
China. They're really big in a sense. They're really like
They're
very
big into
controlling.
censorship.
You know, they're very big in censorship, and they're very much, you know, trying to make sure not as much things from outside of China get access within their country. That's why like there's still delays in having in movies like being released into like movies from America being released into China because like they're it's much easier to like control the flow and like get have a lot of control over movies made in their country than like stuff from outside countries' influences. Even though like many film studios do their darnest to like try and appeal to the Chinese government and the Chinese censorship as much as possible, just so they can reach that audience. And even then, the Chinese government's still like, yeah, but also like we have plenty of movies here that we could. Yeah, but no, we have plenty of movies here that we're showing. Like currently, right now, like in terms of the total worldwide box office, the number one movie worldwide is a family sitcom comedy called Hi Mom, made in China, and that has like over $800 million. And then, again, that's just a movie that just played in China alone. So
wait,
yeah, I mean, I sort of get that they don't really need us, but also like it's still, again, like not even like let them show that the tamer stuff we have, because I mean, not everything we make is. I don't think is going to have that big of an impact in China. My personal opinion, but I could be wrong.
It's China. They're hit and miss.
It's China.
But I mean, this is America. We're hit and miss. There's worse places. There's definitely better places.
Yeah. I mean, that's my feeling on this. It's like, yeah, I kind of feel bad for the kids in China, but also I'm pretty sure that they live in a country that took this virus thing much more seriously. So it's kind of like every country has their pros and cons. And here in America, you get to play all the games you want, but healthcare sucks.
No healthcare.
Yeah.
All right. So let's move on to the Zelda glitch. So, in Breath of the Wild, we're still discovering new things and new glitches. And, once again, I'll let Jordan take the lead. But first, this is a video of the glitch in action. Okay, you can start.
It's beautiful. I can look at this clip for days.
Good, because it's just gonna loop.
Beauty. Yeah. I have no problem with that, Steven. So anyway, yes, Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, arguably one of the best, not only the best Zelda games they've ever made, but probably one of the best games ever. Yeah, I definitely put that in the top 10. Just, it truly, I think it captures what the creator Shigeru Miyamoto. Oh wait, that's me butchering Icon's name. Shigeru Miyamoto. He created Legend of Zelda. His whole intention was to create a fun adventure style dungeon crawling game where you find all the kind of secrets, get all the cool weapons and secrets, and just fight a bunch of monsters. And I think, and Breath of the Wild, I think more so than any of the other sequels, captures that initial magic, or that initial, all the intentions that Miyamoto had for his original game, but amps up to 11. And and obviously better graphics help, but like in terms of visually and story wise and just mechanics wise, it just does all that and more. And there have been, and throughout the years, there's been several ROM hacks, there's been several glitches that have popped up. There's been so many things to enjoy and have fun and explore, and ways to cheat to get to the final boss in record time. But it's always been, but flying has always been difficult, or should I say, gliding. Gliding has been a literal breath of fresh air for the Legend of Zelda franchise. Even though yes, there was like the leaf flying in Wind Waker, but I don't know. It's like there was some kind of fun. There was a lot of fun to gliding in Breath of the Wild, but again, it was gliding, and in the glide you had a time limit, you had like stamina limits. You could magically eat stuff. You could eat your dinner in the middle of the air and get more stamina, which I thought was awesome. But still, you had a limit. Well, this particular glitch right here, or this particular styling of, or this particular type of speed running, to allow one to, it's called right here, bow lift smuggling style, or sky sliding, is certainly, certainly opens up the window and certainly allows one to literally fly and soar through the skies of Hyrule. The trick is, though, you gotta do a lot of equipping, unequipping, and I'm gonna give you the list right here of what all you have to do. So, 1, pull out a bomb. 2, place it on the ground. 3, whip out your bow. 4, press B and plus buttons at the same time. 5, unequip your shield. 6, reopen your equipment menu. 7, re-equip your shield, then close the menu. 8, jump and press the B button and press buttons at the same time. 9, unequip your shield, then close the menu. 10, knock an arrow, but it immediately cancels the shot. 11, if you perform the first 10 steps correctly, Link should have a bow in one hand and a bomb in the other. 12, try to climb something, then immediately let go with the B button. And 13, you're off, buddy. Yeah. I'm trying to think of the Reading Rainbow song. Oh, okay. I can go twice as flying up in the sky. I can go twice as high. Take a look. It's in your hand, within your nook.
It's in a book. Reading Rainbow.
Right. I was trying to do my version of it. I was trying to use Zelda and Link stuff to rhyme it, but my brain.
It's okay, buddy.
Anyway, yes. Okay, so Breath of the Wild, speed runs. Fly forever, soar through the skies. Tell Noon to screw off because he can't hold you down anymore. It's a thing of beauty, and there's a whole video about it too, shown in the article. Yeah, it's a thing of beauty, Stephen. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I think that's my favorite quote. Thanks to some jerk named Newton, Link will slowly descend over time while gliding.
Yeah, I had to figure out an insult to Newton at some point. Here's your stupid apples, Newton. Fly away. Something like that.
All right, so we just got done talking about a glitch. Now let's talk about more glitches.
It was a sitch.
Sonic Colors Ultimate. Oh my god, how do you mess up this bad? How?
Steven.
That's me.
I hate to break this to you. I hate to break it to you, but Sega constantly drops the ball with Sonic.
But how?
Okay. But it's I know I must sound pretty sour in our first episode when we were talking about a bunch of Sega and Sonic news. I don't want to be. I love Sonic. I want to root for Sega. I had Sega Genesis, and I had not the Mega Drive. No, the Dreamcast. I had the Dreamcast. Ooh. I love those consoles, but unfortunately, Sega has constantly dropped the ball and have either rushed things out or have just not done enough testing on stuff. And as soon as the products come out, there's a ton of people that get mad, and they're always like, "What? Why are reacting this way? Because you didn't finish testing, or you rushed things to get it out at Christmas time or at some other holiday time." And lo and behold, that's what happened here.
It's so bad that Nintendo is refunding. Even for a digital game. Nintendo never gives refunds for digital games. It's that bad, people.
Yeah,
And I think it pretty much speaks for itself.
Yeah, I think honestly, because of this, I don't think there ever will be a Mario Sonic Olympics game after this. I think Nintendo might be really angry at Sega for this. Oh yeah. Oh, poor Sonic and Tails and all of them. And Sonic Colors is one of the best, is up there with one of the best Sonic games. I'll say it. I thought the original Sonic Colors was fun and delightful, and you know, I certainly played that a lot, and Generations a lot. So you would have thought having a Nintendo Switch version would be a no-brainer. You thought that would be a slam dunk.
It was not.
For both Sega and for Nintendo, and somehow the ball rebounded and got knocked right through a window and landed right into a trash compactor.
Oh, no.
Like,
first, before it went through the window, it bounced off their face, and then it went through the window.
Okay. They hit their face, broke a glass window, went to a trash compactor, and then somehow the trash compactor fell into a volcano. Somehow.
Yes. Alrighty. We got really heated about that one.
We got more heated about that one than the anti-abortion bill. What does that tell you about us?
Alright, so Pokemon TCG is something we've done on this channel. You know, we've opened cards. We haven't played it on the channel yet.
Oh yeah. But I'm sure we will at some point.
Yeah, at some point. So, there's a lot of online Pokemon tournaments because, you know, the pandemic's still not over. So,
Yep.
There was this dude, Luke Celio's Network Morsa, who was playing in the Pokemon Online Global Championships, he made it to day 2 and was in the last 16 when he was disqualified. He was in the same room with his mom, and they were talking. So, that's not a problem, except that their mom is an avid Pokemon TCG player and was eliminated from the same tournament. And they were asking their mom what card their opponent had pulled because they missed it and it wasn't in the game's log. Now, someone could have told him that in the chat, but it really doesn't matter how he learned because either way, he would have been disqualified. Because and I have it from the official rule books. Under section 2.4.1.1 of the Play Pokemon Tournament Rules Handbook, receiving information from an outside source regarding their match or the matches of others is not allowed. Outside information pertaining to the match, regardless of how innocuous, during a tournament is considered cheating, and cheating warrants immediate disqualification as per section 7.3.1.3. I'm a Pokemon judge.
Yeah, you ain't Yes, absolutely. You ain't pulling that Maximilian Pegasus versus Bandit Keith scene. You ain't pulling that in any Pokemon tournaments.
Sandra and I were just watching that yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that's still kind of BS, right? Like, there's no way that would fly in any tournament.
Exactly. The Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime is just like, it's special.
I love how extra it gets, but it's like, do not ever try any of the things they pull on that show. Not even just the cards. It's just like, obviously don't try and hold a billionaire kid ransom at finger point.
I don't know. Do billionaires count as people?
That's still for debate there, Steven.
Their kids count as people
Also,
when they're young. Once they turn 18, they don't count as people anymore.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm just looking at the picture of the article, and I just love they use just Malcolm's mom from Malcolm and Mill. Just, I mean, hey, if you're gonna pick any mom, I'm glad that they picked that one.
I also like how they use like the X and Y cards. Like they use an obviously old card picture from the card game. Any last thoughts?
I mean, it should be self-explanatory. You know, I. It's one thing to have family support you at a tournament, but like if one was already in the tournament and lost, or even if they did even lost, but like it should be obvious that someone who does regularly play Pokemon cards and was entering the tournament should not be around when you're still in the tournament.
I mean, even if they don't know anything about the card game and they're just spectating, they still can. You cannot get information from them about the match. Now, like if they don't know that and they mention something, you can be like, hey, don't tell me that. And I personally wouldn't disqualify him at that point, but he was he went and he asked her what had happened because he wasn't paying attention. And I'm sorry, if you aren't paying attention, then it's on you. Now, your opponent, if you ask, they might tell you, what you missed, but they are not obligated to.
Yeah. I mean, like, hey, that's it. It is, take some, like, okay, I'm not gonna okay. Just take whatever you can, help you get through, help you focus, whatever you have to, but, like, as long as it's legal. Yep. I'm not advocating for anything here, but I'm saying, like, you better drink like 4 or 5 pots of coffee to help keep focused when it comes to a tournament. Because again, it's a tournament. It's a competition where everybody's trying to focus and get through these matches to advance, and everybody has a fair shot. And if you can't figure that out or realize that, then that's all on you.
And for the purpose of making sure I don't get in trouble as a Pokemon professor, we are not advocating the use of alcohol or drugs outside of prescription.
No, I did not.
I'm just clarifying
I said
it.
Legally.
Well, even legal drugs like marijuana, you're not supposed to do that stuff in the during a tournament.
I know
in that area.
I
know. I know. I'm just clarifying in case anyone out there is listening. We're not advocating for that. We're not saying, this 13-year-old should smoke a bowl before they go and play. No.
I don't think that would help them, Steven. I think that actually make them less focused. Like, I don't know about you, but okay, I'm not going to reveal any of my demons here. No, it's like I seriously thought that would help a person win in a tournament. Okay.
Oh, we have fun here. All right, so
we do. We're a bunch of goofballs. Come on. Yeah.
So, this is our last story of the night, or I guess the day. This is being released on Friday. The Pokemon movie Secrets of the Jungle will be debuting on Netflix on October 8th. That's great. We love Pokemon. There's also plans to celebrate the movie in Sword and Shield and Pokemon Go. Now, I don't actually know what they're doing for Pokemon Go, but for Pokemon Sword and Shield, they are doing giveaways for Data Zarude and Shiny Celebi. They will be available for players who sign up for Pokemon Trainer Club by September 25th. And everyone who signs up by September 25th will get the 2 Pokemon on October 7th. This is it's also worth mentioning this is the 25th anniversary of Pokemon this year.
Oh yeah.
And let me send you
25 years.
This is
I still remember when Pokemon Red and Blue were on the shelves of my Kmart in the gaming section. I still remember that, Steven. That is
Kmart.
Wild.
Wow.
I am old, Steven. I just need to accept that right now.
I remember that my first Pokemon games were Fire Red. It was Fire Red.
It's a good game. It's a real good game.
It is. Speaking of remakes, Let's Go, Pikachu and Eevee. Fantastic remakes. Really. They look
Okay,
good.
for a second I thought you were gonna say, okay, yeah, I do. I think Let's Go, Pikachu, and Eevee are pretty good. I do like them. I thought you were gonna say that. Speaking of remakes, the trailer for this new movie looks like a remake of the Celebi movie. Like, yeah, for I think Pokemon Forever is what it was, or it was the American title for it. But it was a movie about like by a bunch of guys trying to tear down a forest to find this legendary Pokemon. And granted, that one had time travel, and like Ash met, a young Professor Oak during that. But like, yeah, it's just a trailer. I'll definitely go see. I definitely will see the movie on Netflix on October 8th. But this is reminding me of that movie. Include especially the little kid that's trapped in the forest and like living amongst a bunch of Pokemon. I remember that from Pokemon Forever.
Now, I don't. It's obviously not going to be like a complete remake. It might tread some of the same ground, but Zarude is a new Pokemon, so
I do know, and of course they always make movies to promote the brand new legendaries or the brand new Pokemon they really want to hype up for. I get that, understand that. I'm just saying that since someone who has been around for the 25 years of this Pokemon's anniversary, I'm here to tell you, some of this is trending very similar ground here.
I mean, to be fair, they have made remakes in the very recent past.
Again, they have, but it's, I don't know. Like I guess like they've also done sequels to old Pokemon movies. They've done stuff for like Mewtwo, like sequels for Mewtwo and Mewtwo Strikes Back and all that kind of stuff. Recently, I haven't seen them yet, but I guess I'd rather do that than, just
rehash.
Yeah, rehashes. Yeah.
All right. Any final thoughts?
No, I think I'm pretty good. I think that just about covers the news. Again, Pokemon 25th anniversary. Yeah, all the news surrounding it sounds pretty good. I'll give when October 8th comes, I will give my thoughts on the movie.
All right. So yeah, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. And until then, stay cool.
I got nothing.